Welcome to the Morning Wood. I'm your host, John Heiss. I'm joined, as always, by my friend, the great Matt Modi. Everybody knows that the best time to start laying the wood to the books is in the morning. So that's what we do every single morning on this channel. If you're not already subscribed, then subscribe right now. Not telling you what to do, but get the notifications on too. You know you're going to forget. Having the notifications on will help remind you. While you're doing all that, let's take a look at what we did last week, Matt. Last time we were together was last Thursday because we only go Monday through Thursday on the show. I'm going to let you take over. What did you do? That's a lot of green.
It was a pretty good day. I know I swept the NBA slate on Wednesday. 3 winners. All 3 of those were mine. I went 1-1 on Thursday, or for football, I mean, but both of them were plus money. So we also made money there. So 4 out of 5 bets, I would say, is pretty good. No big deal. It's kind of expected.
Almost 80%.
Almost 80. Yeah, almost. Yeah. I mean, we're supposed to win every bet. So I'm still kicking myself over that one loss. So we'll have to sweep the slate tonight to make up for that.
Yeah, I like it. I did not do as well. Jalen Duren, double, never a good bet. That was never good. Capella, not my fault. I mean, he had 10 points, 9 boards. I mean, that's just the double for you. That's double market, man. It's tough. He actually had a real chance because he had most of that early, and they took him out in the fourth quarter and just never brought him in, even though the game went to overtime too. Like, they even gave us a little taste of him in the fourth quarter. I was like, cool. He's going to grab that board, go sit down. Everyone's happy. Spoiler alert, he never grabbed the board. So that was tough. But then the football game was good. Bo Nix throwing all over the place that night. Cortland Sutton didn't quite get to 70, which stunk. What stunk even more was I liked Marvin Mims the best in that game. And I took Sutton like a donkey.
Yeah,
but
tough.
It's okay, man. It happens. We had Mims in a parlay later on, but I'm not going to talk about it on this show because it was not a part of this show. What is a part of this show, though, is our bets, and I think you should start because we got a game tonight. We got a million NBA games tonight, too. So
yeah, we do. So I'm going 2 NFL, 1 NBA.
Ooh.
My first NFL, we're going Josh Jacobs, 100+ rushing yards.
That was mine. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now keep going.
It's just too easy. Plus 145 at Bet 365. It's an awesome price. That might have gone down since I locked that in, but that's what I got. This is my favorite. Like, haters are not gonna like this one, which always makes me like it even more. He's only gotten 100 yards 3 times this season, but it's an excellent matchup against a bad Saints run defense, and they've been giving the ball to Josh Jacobs a ton recently. Like, in his last 5 games, he's had, in 2 of them, 26 carries alone in 2 games. He's averaging over 21 carries in the last 5 games as well. He's probably going to get 20+ carries in this one. Just gets a decent yards per carry. He's hitting that over easily for us. And this Saints run defense, as I mentioned, is terrible. They allow the 6th most rushing yards per game, 3rd highest yards per carry on this season. Excuse me. Numbers have just gotten worse since week 6. Like, they've just gotten bad as the season has gone on. And what I love looking at is yards before contact and yards after contact, because, I mean, you're either getting contacted or you're not. Both those things happen. The Saints allow the 4th most yards after contact and the 5th most yards before contact. So teams are running backs getting far before getting contacted, and they're also not bringing them down when they get contacted. It's a terrible combination. And Jacobs is no scrub. He's a good player. He's been getting the ball a ton. He's one of those guys who they love to use him when it gets cold as the season goes on. Defenses get tired of tackling guys like him. He's going to hit 100 tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty guaranteed. I have him locked up in one of those 2-leg parlays. Remember how I cracked the code? I got him. He's the 2nd leg of a parlay. I think it had Mac Jones's completions, and there was just total domination yesterday. It was awesome. But so I'm still waiting on that to hit. So I got him 90+ that game. But I would say, in that parlay. But I would say that 100+ plus 134 is at FanDuel right now that I'm looking at it. I mean, that's just an absolute gift. I'll pivot then. You could also do first quarter rushing yards. They tend to just stuff the ball in that guy's chest in the first quarter. I go back and watch last game and you'll see what I mean. Like, they made a concerted effort to give him the ball. I think they gave them the ball every single time on the first drive of the game against the Seahawks. I'm dead serious.
I believe it.
I'm dead serious. I think it was obviously what they were trying to do was feed him and keep the chains moving, and it worked. So I don't see why they wouldn't try something very similar tonight, given that the Saints have Rattler playing quarterback. Yep. So, I mean, we're not talking about a great quarterback here. So you would definitely just want to run the ball. You don't have to keep taking any chances, especially you mentioned you can run the ball on the Saints all day. So that's great. I'll pivot, though. This is in place of a Josh Jacobs move. I would say Dante Pettis, over 2.5 receptions, plus 148 right now at FanDuel. It's 3 catches, Matt. 3.
Not a lot of catches.
No, that's it. They've got no Kamara. They've got no receivers. It's going to be cold. I bet you they target this guy short, which would help out. I mean, obviously the tight ends are going to get involved, but 3 catches is not much for a team that is going to be trailing probably this entire game. They're 14-point underdogs. They're going to be throwing. I mean, they're throwing the ball. At some point, they're going to sell out and throw it every down, probably. Without Kamara, we have no real idea of like where these balls are going, but I think we can assume they're going to go to maybe to Pettis. Like give him 5 targets again, just like he got last game.
Catch 3 of them,
and he's going to catch 3 of them. I mean, I don't know. I feel it. Feels right.
I like it. My second one is also a feels right type of play. It's Kendre Miller, 20+ receiving yards, plus 145 odds at Bet365. I mean, this is crazy. 20+ receiving yards for the guy who's probably going to get a majority of the snaps for the Saints is crazy. I'm not going to say that he's going to get all of the targets that Kamara got. I'm also saying that he doesn't need to. Like Kamara's over-under for receiving is like in the 40s and 50s. We're getting plus money for Kendre Miller to just get to 20+. That's crazy. If you want to go back to when he was in college, which I get it's a long time ago, he's got some receiving chops. Like he's not bad. He's no scrub, and it's not his fault. I mean, the Saints head coach hated him. It's not his fault. The new head coach, the Riz Master, whatever the guy's name is, he likes him. So he's going to get work in this one. The vacated targets are there with Kamara being out, and this is a great matchup against the Packers, which is the most important thing here. The Packers on the season have allowed the 6th most receiving yards to running backs, 8th most receptions, 4th highest target share has gone to the running back position against the Packers. And they've just gotten worse with that specifically as the season has gone on. Like the run defense has been very, very good, but they've been giving it up to the running back in the receiving game. Since week 6, 2nd highest target share has gone to the running back position. Charbonnet went under his receiving prop last week against the Packers. But prior to that, 4 straight had cashed. 7 of the last 10 had cashed. I mean, the Saints are going to be down double digits in the first quarter in this game. They're probably not even going to bother running the ball. I mean, a couple dump offs for Kendre Miller. I see a hard time him not getting the 20+ receiving yards.
I'm writing this down. I'm writing it down.
There you go.
That feels perfect. Yeah, mine is definitely a play on that as well. It's Foster Moreau, over 2.5 receptions, plus 135 at ESPN Bet. We know that the Saints are going to end up in throw mode since they're 14-point underdogs. All right, so when that happens, we just have to figure out who's going to catch those throws. Only 9 teams, Matt, in the entire NFL have given up more receptions to the tight end position than Green Bay. The thing is, all of those teams have played more games. Translation, Green Bay is a tight end team, okay? Now, the Saints really don't have anyone to throw to since everyone's hurt.
Yep.
My guess is those little short passes that usually go to Alvin Kamara are going to get funneled to the Saints tight ends, okay? Last week, Spencer Rattler found Moreau 4 times. Matt, that was only in the second half, okay? We only need 3 this entire game. Feels right.
What are you going to do in the second half when that cashes in the first half, though?
I don't know. Hopefully Pettis is still around. You know what I mean? And maybe we can sweat that out. I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's something to consider. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going NBA, and I'm going probably one of the most random NBA bets you can possibly think of, but I absolutely love this one. DeAndre Ayton, over 1.5 assists, plus 150 odds at Bet365. Like I said, it's one of the most random markets you could think of, but I really like it. I mean, the Mavericks, the way they play defense, they just give up assists to the center. They're aggressive getting the ball out of the pick and roll man's hands. So they are like top 5 defense against the pick and roll man, something like that. I forget the exact numbers because I forgot to write it down. It's not my fault. I was focusing on NFL. But I know that they're good at guarding the pick and roll man. But on the entire season, they've allowed the most assists per game to centers. Over the last month, they've allowed on the season, second most assists to centers. Over the last month, the most assists per game allowed to centers. And you look at the game logs against them, it's not like Jokic or Şengün or Sabonis is racking up a bunch of assists against the Mavericks. Zubac just hit this in 2 straight games against them. The first game, his over-under was 1.5, catch that easily. The second game, they said, okay, we can't let that line hang around again. Over-under at 2.5, still went over easily. Kevon Looney had 6 assists against the Mavericks. I didn't even know that guy knew how to pass the ball.
He doesn't.
He doesn't, except when he plays the Mavericks. He got 6 assists. Jakob Poeltl went over against them as well. This is on the last 5 games. The only center that missed was Isaiah Hartenstein. He had 3 assists. His over-under was 3.5. He probably had 15 potential assists. That's not his fault if the guys can't make shots.
They all missed.
Yeah, exactly. Not his fault. DeAndre Ayton played the Mavericks once this year. He had 3 assists. We just need him to get a third fewer than that to get to 2 tonight. He also cashed it in his only game against the Mavericks last year. There's no way he's not getting 2 assists tonight. I thought about laddering him up to 3 and 4 because it's just 0 chance he goes under 2. But for the purposes of this show, we'll go over 1.5.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm definitely going to bet that as well. Matt, I think we just swept again. That's crazy. That's crazy. I feel good about it. I'm sure the people feel good about it. So good that they should definitely subscribe to this channel. Also, though, you subscribe to Matt Modai's channel, at Jedi Modai on YouTube, at Jedi Modai at Twitter. Might as well follow both of them there. You're going to get everything you need. I'm going to be back today at 4 p.m. We're going to use the tools at OddsJam to find a million bangers because there's a million NBA games tonight. I think you should join me. So go ahead and, again, subscribe to this channel. Get the notifications on. We'll see you later on. Thanks for watching.